My personal philosophy is anybody that has any considerable amount of money, if they're not doing alternative investments, they're making a big mistake because the public market, the number of public companies shrunk by a third or more in the last 10 to 15 years. Companies are staying private longer. And so if you're not participating, you're missing out a huge portion of the investment universe. So I just think it's a sensible thing to do. It's not that much work, particularly if you don't, as I said, I'm probably pushing the envelope a little bit by setting up the checkbook control and doing direct company investments myself. People don't need to do that. You can just set the thing up and do Blackstone or, do prudential real estate or do these big professionally management programs. You're not going to get burned with them. Some of the funds are better than others, but none of them fail. You don't lose your money. And you're going to, on balance, not only get better returns, but you're going to defer the taxes on those. I had this multi-million dollar IRA that I had accumulated, and so I wanted to put, the bulk of that into private equity investments. And so I was at that point working with a credit manager that I was pretty excited about and talking to him about it. And he suggested, I wasn't really, even though I was in the investment world, I mean, something like the ability to not have your IRA at Fidelity or Vanguard or something like that wasn't something I was that knowledgeable about. I wasn't that knowledgeable about what individuals do. I was more dealing with, big private equity firms. Those were my clients. But anyway, this money manager recommended, he personally used Madison and he had recommended it to others who were fairly happy. He said there were three or four. And when he did his analysis, Madison came out, as the best. But I've been very happy. Been very happy with sort of the sign up process, the process of making new investments. The customer service is exemplary, and I think that's what triggered this call. I mean, first of all, it's extremely rare when I have a question or an issue I need to deal with where it doesn't get dealt with in the same day. Um, and the people are uniformly, just responsive and upbeat and cheerful about doing the work as opposed to, just doing what they have to do. And so, I'm very happy with my decision. These things are pretty technical when you get into it, what you can do and what you can't do. They make it easy for you. They send you the form. The forms are pretty easy to fill out and download. They don't make you go hunt for the form. And so you need to have a firm that's very responsive. And again, as I've said before, I can't remember a situation where timing was important, where I couldn't get something done in one day, at Madison. Sometimes you got to pay $50 extra or something, but you can get it done. You guys have the ability, or you have this deal orientation that a lot of financial services companies don't have. I'm relatively financially sophisticated, less so on private wealth management, things like this. Um, and I've found the Madison relationship to be, a very good. I've never even considered going somewhere else.